Okay, guys, so as I stopped down to see you guys, and as you remember from maybe when I did that, my name is Mr. Orslak. We are going to try to help you guys out with math. It's a very tough situation that you guys have been involved in all year. It's certainly nothing that anyone could have planned for. Lots of schools, unfortunately, are having a hard time finding employees. Lots of businesses are having a hard time finding employees. So we've tried a few things in 8th grade, and I don't know that any of them are perfect, and I don't know that this is going to be perfect either. But a credit to Mr. Rich for continuing to try things that are outside the box to try to help you guys with understanding the math that you need to do in 8th grade. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of the process again. So the plan is for you guys to watch some of these pre-recorded videos and to take notes, okay? Very, very important that you take notes and you practice the problems in class. There will be opportunities for you to pause the video and actually try the problem, and then you push play on the video again, and then you can check your answer and you can see if you did it correctly. So again, not perfect, okay, not perfect, but we're hoping it's going to be better. We're hoping it's going to help you with the math that you need to learn. So when you're in class, it's important that you have your Chromebooks and that you're watching the videos and that you're taking notes. At the end of the class, you will show your work to the substitute or the teacher that's in your class, and they will mark down that you have it. That's a big part of your grade, okay? A big part of your grade is you participating in class and doing the lesson that goes along with the video, okay? And that's, like I said, that's gonna count towards your grade, and they need to check that at the end of the block. If you sit there and do nothing, or you sit there and you have incomplete notes and you do some of it, but then you're doing other things during class time, then you're not going to get credit for that day. Okay, so it's very important that if you want to improve your math grade, that you want to have a good math grade, that you take good notes and you listen to what they tell you in class. In terms of homework, you will have homework, okay? And for right now, the plan is to have homework only during the week. Okay, and that's something might change. This plan could change. Okay, I'm certainly hoping that we're able to find a math teacher that can be in there with you every day. But this is something else we're going to try to see if it works, and we will evaluate the program, and if it's not working, we'll try to make some adjustments. But in terms of homework, there are 3 things that you need to know in order for your homework to count. Okay, so number 1. It needs to be on time, okay? You're gonna have a homework assignment. It's for that night. It's important that you do it that night and you turn it in class the next day, okay? Because that homework will get forwarded to me and I'll be keeping a record of your homework, which is another piece that will count towards your grade. I am not going to be correcting your homework in terms of you're not gonna get credit if you get 3 or 4 wrong or if you get 5 or 6 wrong. Okay, that's not how homework's going to count. You're going to get a check or a 0 for your homework. Okay, and like I said, the first thing is that homework needs to be turned in on time. Okay, number 2, you have to try all problems. So if the homework is 1 to 17, I need to see work for 17 problems, all 17. Okay, leaving a problem blank does not give you credit for homework, okay? If there's a problem that's tough for you, and that's certainly gonna happen, that happens all the time with students in my classes, okay? When that happens, I wanna see that you've written the problem down and that you have some work there showing that you tried it, okay? That will give you the credit that you need, okay? Doing 1 through 14 out with work and skipping the last 3 and saying, I didn't get those, that's not going to count. Okay, that's not going to count for homework. You need to write the problem down and show that you attempted that. Very, very important. Okay, and then the last piece for your homework is you have to show your work, okay? If the problem requires work, then you need to show that. You need to show me what you have. I do not want to see a shopping list, okay? This is what I would consider a shopping list. 1, -2, 2, 3, 3, -7, 4, 5x. I have no idea that work is your own. I have no idea how you made a mistake on that. There's just nothing there that's gonna make that acceptable, okay? So it's very important that you guys show your work, so that when we look at your work and we can kind of see what's happening there, that we have some indication of what you're doing and that you spent some time on it, okay? That there's some proof that you spent some time on it, okay? I'm hoping that the substitute that's in there with you will go over the answers, okay? And so that you can correct your paper and you can write in the top 3 wrong, 4 wrong, maybe. Hopefully there's no problems wrong, okay? So if the teacher's able to do that and go over the answers, then that's what I need you to do. Make sure that you're correcting that as well, okay? And then the next day, okay, so that's like, say, day 1. The next day, the videos from the next day will concentrate on the harder homework problems and the harder problems in the section. Maybe they're word problems, maybe they're just more advanced problems, and it'll be more practice, okay, where you're watching the video asks you to pause the video, and then you try the problems, and you can go back and check your answer. And then you can always go rewatch the video, okay, if something's not making sense. So that's kind of the way that we're gonna try to start things off and see how that works. We're gonna look at having some sort of an assessment on Friday, which can assess what is this stuff sinking in? Is this making sense? And it gives us an idea of how you're doing, okay? And that will also count towards your grade. Moving forward from there, we may have opportunities for test corrections or things like that, but this is how we're gonna start, and we're gonna see how this is gonna work, okay? Here is my email, okay? It's dorslak@ware.k12.ma.us. I am located in room 265 in the high school wing. I am not I don't expect to see people coming down to my classroom during the day because I'm going to have other classes, but I will have an after-school night dedicated just to 8th graders, at least as we get started here. And I'm going to try to have that be on Wednesdays, so it's kind of in the middle of the week. You've seen some of the lessons and the work, and it gives you time to practice for that assessment on Friday. Okay, so as of now, we're looking at Wednesday, right after school, in this room, 265, and that will be dedicated just to 8th grade students, so that you guys can come down and get the help that you need if we're not able to pick things up from the video and that type of stuff, okay? So this video is dedicated right here to Mr. Nathan Evaldi. Okay, I know there are some Red Sox fans in the 8th grade. There are also some Yankee fans. I'm sorry about that. But the Red Sox were just eliminated, so they are on their winter vacation, kind of like the Yankees were a few weeks ago. But this guy here, boy, what a great pitcher. What a great pitcher. Okay, gives it everything he's got. Things didn't always work out for him in the playoffs, but when you put him out there, you know you're going to get a solid performance. And he was someone that was on the Yankees. He was. The Yankees let him go. They couldn't see what he had inside. You can measure someone's fastball, you can measure their break and their curveball, but you can't measure what's in someone's heart. So remember that. Okay. So in any event, this is how things will work when you're doing your work. Got this up here for a reason. I don't want to see people trying to squeeze their work, okay? Trying to squeeze their work in this little space right here, okay? Because, I don't know that when you'd have a problem like this, but it's just a sheet that I had from another class that I'm teaching. And sometimes students will try to squeeze their work in that little space. Not enough. put it on a separate piece of paper so you can spread out your work, and then we can try to see if you're making any progress. Okay? So again, okay, here's my contact information. We're gonna make the best of this. We're gonna make this work. Okay? I'm confident that we can make this work. But it's gonna be up to you. It's gonna be up to you guys. It's gonna be up to you to see how focused you are. And when a student tells me, that they're struggling and stuff, I'm gonna say, okay, well, show me your notes. And if that student doesn't take any notes, well, that's kind of a tough spot. You need to make sure that you're taking your notes and that you're doing the practice problems in class. And the beauty of having it on video is if you go home and it doesn't make sense to you, you can go back and take another look at that video, and hopefully that will make sense. Okay? We are going to make this work.